Hey, this is BremSter, and I just want to call out in the video you're about to see, I forgot to thank the setter. So thank you to Mavericks JD and Skunkworks for putting this puzzle together. It's a really, really good one. So I'm recording this as an insert, and now I'll cut over to BremSter, who forgets to do the really nice thing. Hey everyone, this is BremSter, and today I'm coming to you with Snooker from March on the Quads. This is one of the treks into the wilderness. And this is a puzzle I tried to record a couple of months ago and failed. Then the absolutely wonderful Mixo wrote together a solve guide. Now, I do have the solve guide next to me, but I'm hoping to not look at it. There is some preamble at the start, and I've got the preamble loaded, but I'm not going to look at it if I can avoid it. What I did is a couple of weeks after I got it, I ran through the solve guide. So I have solved it with the solve guide and gone through and know the tricks that Mixo pointed out to me. But I have not looked at this. I was sick when I did that. That was a while, as I said, it was about 6 weeks ago. I think I ran through it. And the goal now is for me to try and solve it. Having solved it moderately recently, I'm not hiding anything from you here, but to see if I can go through and re-find those things with some of it in the back of my mind. I've solved maybe 24 puzzles, maybe a bit more, since I last attempted this. So we're going to see how we go. I don't mind if you want to call this a blind solve, because I'm looking at it and I'm seeing a couple of things already that I vaguely remember. I don't care. The whole point is to try and present the puzzle to you. There will be stuff I do not remember in the exact right order or everything, so I'm going to have to rediscover it a bit. So, yeah, that's the way it goes. So this is a trek into the wilderness. It is supposedly a hard puzzle. As I said, I tried it, couldn't do it, so now I'm going to try again. I'm going to so rules are important. So normal Sudoku rules apply. In every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. Digits in a quadruple circle must be placed at least once in the 4 cells touching that circle. So 1, 2, and 3 will go here. 2, 3, and 4 will go here. Around this quadruple circle, we may have 1, 8, but it would be perfectly legal for the circle for both of those to be 8. That would not break this circle at all. Then we've got digits on between lines. So these lines are between lines. Digits placed on between lines must be strictly between the digits placed on the circles at the end of those lines. So the digits on this line are strictly between the digits here. So for example, if these were, let's say these were 1 and 9, these could be anything from 2 to 8. But if these were 2 and 8, these could only be from 3 to 7. That's the way a between line works. They're the rules. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. Now, something I did not struggle with when I first solved this is, and if you've been following this series, you'll probably get this fairly quickly. In this, we've got 1, 2, 3, so I cannot put 2 or 3 in any of those. In this, I've got 2, 3, 4, so I cannot put 2, 3 in any of those cells. 2 and 3 is on this line. So, if I've got a 2 on a line, the digits in the circles at the end of the line, one must be below every digit on the line and one must be above every digit on the line, because the digits on the line are between. So we know there is a 1 in one of those. That puts 1 on this quadruple circle here, and it puts 1 in one of these 3, but you can never put 1 on a digit on a line. Same with 9, by the way, but you can never put 1 on a line. And the reason for that is the digits in the circles, 1 must be below every digit on the line, and there's no digit in Sudoku lower than 1. And if I was to put 9 on a line, I'd need a digit in a circle higher than 9, and there's no digit in Sudoku higher than 9. So we end up with this. Now, here we've got 3 and 4, here we've got 3 and 4, so using the same logic, 3 and 4 is in those cells, which means there must be a 1 or a 2 in one of those, but I'm not sure which. We've got 4 and 5 here, and 4 and 5 here, so I think it's better than that. 4 and 5 goes in here by the quad, but this 3 says that 3 is here, so this now is where 3 goes in this box, and this is a 3, 4, 5 triple, which means there's a 1 or a 2 in one of those as well. And then something from 6, 7, 8, 9, which makes sense. But in this box, either the 1 or the 2 goes in there, but only one of them. Here, I don't have any overlap. I know there's no 3 in there, I think is all I've got. Three is in one of those. What are these cells? Because I can't use 1. I can't, well, this cell is a bit under pressure, isn't it? And the reason I'm pointing at that one is you can see it can't be 1 because it's on a line. It can't be 2, 3, and it can't be 4. So this is from 5, 6, 7, or 8. That's not a lot of pressure, actually. I thought it was going to... Oh, no, it can't be 8 because 8 is in pointing quads here. If you're this far through this series, I assume you know what I'm talking about. But if I was to put 8 here around this quadruple, 8 would have to be in one of those cells, and around this quadruple, 8 would have to be in one of those cells, and we've put 2 8s in row 4. That doesn't work. This can't be an 8. That's not that restrictive. That's not restrictive. That's not restrictive. That's not restrictive. This, okay. Yeah, I do vaguely remember discovering this. I think the first time I solved it. Where are the 6 and the 7 around this? Because this can't be a 6 or a 7 because it's 3, 4, 5, and that can't be a 6 or a 7 because the 6 is in here and the 7 is in here. So this is actually a 6-7 pair because I can't put 6 or 7 here or here, but I need 6 and 7 around here. So this is actually a 3-4 pair. That's cool. Hmm. I'm stuck already. Okay. I can't put 1 on this line. I can't put 2 on this line. I can't put 3 on this line. So this is from 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is quite restricted. But not restricted enough. Not restricted enough. Well, oh, where's 6 around this? It can't be here and it can't be here. Because this can't be a 6 because the 6 is down here. So the 6 around this quadruple is in one of those two, which makes that 7 and that 6. That's cool. I'm not going to keep that pencil mark because it's across boxes because this is now giving it to me. But that's cool. Which means 6 in this box can't be there because if I put a 6 here, there's no 6 around this quadruple. The 6 can only be in one of those 3. Don't like that pencil mark much, but it's true. So there's a 7 on this. So this is from 1, 2, 8, 9 because one of them has to be higher than 7, 8 or 9 and one of them has to be lower than 3 or 4 without being 3. So one of them is 1, 2. Don't know anything about that. What? I vaguely remember this being important, and I'm trying to remember why. Oh no, it's really obvious. I think this was something from Mixo's guide. Where is that in this box? Where is that cell in box 6? Because that cell can't be in its own column. It can't be in its own circle because this has to be either higher or lower than that. So it's not there. It's not from 1, 2, 8, 9, and it's not from 3, 4. That must be a 7. And now 7 can't be in any of those cells. That is the 7. 3 lining up with those is putting 3 in one of those two. So there must be an 8 or a 9 in one of those. What can these be? They can't be 1. So they're from 2. They can't be 3, 4, 5, 6, or 8. Because they can be 2. They can't be 3, 4. They could be 5, 6. They can't be 7. They could be 8. They can't be 9 because you can never put 9 on a line. So these are from 2, 5, 6, or 8. They could never be 3, 4 for various reasons. Seven I can see is over here. Something more about this. And again, I think this was a mixo trick and I'm trying to remember what it was. I can see 8 is in one of those two. Does that do anything? 8 here would make this one 9. If I put 2 on this, one of those becomes a 1. Yeah, and that's broken. That's really clever. Look at this. If I put 2 on this, again, I think this is a mixo trick. If I was to put 2 on this, then one of those has to become a 1 because I need to put a 1 on a line that's got in the circles of a line that's got a 2 on it. If I put a 2 here, one of those is a 1, and they all see those cells, and there's no 1, 2 here. This had become 8, 9, and this line is completely broken. There's no 2 here. If I put 8 here, one of those becomes a 9, and there's no 8 or 9 here. There's no 8 here. This is actually a 5, 6 pair. These are 1, 2, 8, 9. Now, this, there must be an 8 or a 9 there. Actually, this is really restricted because one of these has to be lower than 5, 6. So if this was the lower one, it'd be 1. It can't be 2, 3, or 4. And if it was higher, it would have to be 8 or 9, and it can't be the 8 because the 8 there. This is only a 1 or a 9. That's cool. And so 2 and 8 are in there, and I can take 2, 8 out of there. Those are the same digit. So there must be a 1 or a 9 down here, and the 1 or the 9 that is in those two cells, the same digit, must go there because I can't put a 1 or a 9 on the line. So these are all the same digit. Which means this, I don't know. This could be 1, 9, 9, 9, 1. Okay. 6 is in one of those two. Can I do more with this? If this is a 1, this is an 8 or a 9. If this is a 9, this is a 1 or a 2. Oh, this can't be an 8 because I've got the pointing 8 quadruples. There's no 8 there either. 8 is in one of those two. This yellow digit is there. Where's this in this box? The 1 and the 9 can't go on a line, and it can't go in its same row. This is the yellow 1, 9. So the yellow 1, 9 is in one of those two. Thing is, as soon as you put a 1 or a 9 at the end of a line, everything becomes nice and smooth. Well, if it was 9, the 9 around this quadruple would be... No, this can't be 9. If this was a 9, where would I put 9 around this quadruple? I couldn't put 9 in either of those two if this was a 9. I can't put 9 on a line, and I can't put 9 there because it would break that 1, 9. Oh. No, this is broken. This is broken. Because if this is a 1... Oh, no, I could put 1 there. If this is a 1, where do I put it around this quadruple? I can't put 1 there. I can't put 1 there. Oh, I don't need to put 1 around this quadruple. I do not need to put 1 around this quadruple, but I do need to put 9 around this quadruple. So if this is a 9, there's no 9 in those two, there's no 9 on the line, and there's no 9 there, and that quadruple is broken. So these are all 1. And I can get rid of the colouring. But, yeah, 9 can't go... This has been there since the beginning. I should have put this in as the first digit. 9 can't go on a line, and 9 can't go there. That's a 9. I could have written that in as the first digit. So this is not the 1 or 2 anymore. There's no 1 in any of those. There's a 2 in one of those. Okay. So the 2 in one of these means that 2 is up here, and that's a 2. So this is a known triple. There's no 1 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, and 9 go into those. And that is not a 9. Okay. 1 is in one of those 3. Well, this 1 means 1 is in one of those 2, which means 1 is in one of those 2. Now, in this column, I can't put 1 in any of those because of the quadruple. Can't put 1 on a line. 1 is in one of those 2. This is not the 1. This is the 1. Now I've got this down to a quadruple. 2, 7, 8, 9. Now, this can't be a 9 because it's on a line. There's no 2 in those. There's a 2 in one of those 2. This is 7, 8, 9, and there's an 8, 9 looking down. That's the 7, and I can take the 7 out of all of those. The 2 must be over here, which puts 2 in one of these circles. Oh, but it has to be in one of the purple ones, because if I put it here, this is too close together. Also, I need something lower than 3 on this line, and the 1 is not available anymore. So these are from 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's no 7 there. That's a terrible pencil mark, but it's still true. Eight around here. If that's a 7, this can't be a 7. If this is a 7, this would have to be a 2, because there's at least 3 digits between them. So that wouldn't work. And then this couldn't be filled, because 7, 2, 8 or 2 is not between them. That's not a 7. So is it this line I'm looking at? Oh, this one looks up saying that's not the one, that's the one, which means that's not the one, that's the one. 6 is in one of those two, meaning that's not the 6, that's not the 6. These are 2, 3, 4, and 6. So the 6 is in one of those two. The 2 is in one of those two. I don't know anything about the 3 and the 4 that I can tell. If there's an 8 on this, that's a 9. Is that a problem? Well, the minimum here is 4. And the minimum here is 4. Look at this. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8, or 9. It can't be 9. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8 because I can't put 1, 2, 3 on it. And the minimum here, I can't put 1, 2, 3 on this either. It's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, I know those are bad pencil marks, but it means I can't put a 4 on this line because there's nothing below 4 I could put on the line. I can't put 1, 2, 3 here, and I can't put 1, 2, 3 here. So this is from 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, if that's a 9, I can just put an 8 on this line. Five, 6, 7, 8, I'm close. But it means that 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all in those. And that can't be 1, 2, 3. If I could say it's not 4, then these would all be 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, where's 1? Oh, I've already got 1. 2 has lots of... or 2 can't be there. This can't be 1, 2, 3. So this is only from 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But this is only from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Eight. Well, hang on. The 8 is in one of those two because the 8 is here. So the 8 can only be in one of those two. 8 here needs one of those to be a 9. 8 here works for the 2, 8. One is up here and up here. I think I've got all of the other ones. 2, 2, 2. If this is 2, right, this can't be 2. If this is 2, one of those would have to be 1, and I can't put 1 in either of those circles. That's an 8. So this isn't an 8. This is a 9. These are now 3, 4, 5, and 6. And the 6 is down here. Wait, no. It's not 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 8. And the 8 is down here. But if this is 8, one of these has to be a 9. And it's not that one because of that 9 now. That's the 2. This is a 9, which looks across making that the 8, taking 8 out of there. This is a 2, 9 pair. And this is now basically wide open. If this was a 7, there'd have to be an 8 on this line. Yeah, okay. But I can't put an 8 here or here. There is an 8 in one of those two. 8 can't be in here. And if I put 8 in one of those, 8 would be on the line. One of these is an 8, yeah. But the 8 here is saying 8 is in one of those two. That's not the 8. That's the 8. Eight here would need that to be 9. Well, I can't put 8 here anymore. So 8 is in one of those two, which takes 8 out of there. 8 is in one of those two. But I can't put 8 there because that would break this quad. This is now the 8. Which means that's not an 8 either. Can I stop that being a 9? I need to put a 7 and... Well, hang on. 9. 9 can... What's this? This sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9. That is a 7. Taking 7 out of there, taking 7 out of there, that's a 7. This is the 3 in the box. 7 takes 7 out of those. If this is 8, that could be a 9 there. But those two... no, that's not true. So this is 4, 5, 6, and 9. So the 9 is in one of those two. The 2 is putting 2 in one of those two. The 3 is putting 3 in one of those two. Still have 8 in one of those two. Can that be 8, 9? I don't see. That would put 8 down here. If I put 8 on this line, so we know 9 is in one of... 9 is in one of those because I can't put 9 on a line. So that's not the 9, that's the 9. And these are 4, 5, 6. But 7 is now on this line because of the 7's looking in. So this is 8 or 9. And if this was an 8, that's all fine. But if I put an 8 here, that would be a 9. I could put a 6 in one of those. This could be 6 too. I need to put a 6 in one of those two. Okay, is it this? So these are 2, 3, 4, and 8. So these are only from 2, 3, 4. And these are from 3, 4, 8. And this one can't be a 3. This is a 4 or an 8 only. Three. So there's a 5 in one of those two. Three is in one of those two. Am I able to narrow that down? 2 is in one of those two. I've got the 1. Can I do anything with the 9? Well, 9 is in one of those two because of that 9. So that's the 2, that's the 9. Does the 2 do anything now? Not really. Well, where's 2 in this column? 2 is now in one of those two. Right, where's 2 in this column? Can't put it in those, can't put it in those. So 2 was on this, so there has to be a 1 at the end of the line, meaning that's not the 1, that's the 1, which makes that the 2. So in here, this is a 3-7 pair because I've got a 7 looking up there and a 7 looking along here. This is a 3-7 pair. I don't know how to resolve it, but it is a 3-7 pair. So this is from 4-5-6. And this is from 4-5-6 because these are all from 4-5-6-8, but 8 has to be over here. Or I could have just pencil marked this column. So these are from 2, 4, 5, 6, which all works for the between line. What's this quadruple? 4, 5, 6, and 9. Well, 9 can't be in either of those. 6 can't be in either of those. 4 can't be there. If this is a 9, this is a 2. If this is a 2, this could either be a 6, an 8, or a 9. So what about up here? What can this be? This is at least 2, 3, 4. So this is at least 5. And it's not 8. This isn't a 2 anymore, so that's the 2. This is a 3 or a 4. So these are 3, 4, 6. Four is in those. So all these between lines seem to be done. So it's a quadruple trick I'm missing. 8 in one of those two. Is there anything restricted there? Like if this is 8, 9, what happens? This still could be 7, 4. Okay, so this is more restricted actually. Because if I put a 6 on this, yeah, let's look at this. If I put a 6 on this line, the furthest away I could get would be 8, and these would all have to be 7, or 4, and these would all have to be 5. There's no 6 on the end of this line. Even 6, 9 would need these, would all have to be 7, 8. That doesn't work. 5, does 5 work? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, it does. But there's no 6 in here. 4, 5, 6, 7. This would be 8 or 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. This can't be a 7. 7, 6, 5, 4. Yeah, this can't be a 7. And if this is 5, 6, 7, 8, this can't be a 5 either. So I'm looking at that row for... I know Mixo had something more elegant than I do. But I don't know what it was. And I don't want to look because I feel like I'm making good progress. And I'd prefer to give you something that is closer to good. I'm not seeing any restriction on the 5 or 6 down here. This is all resolved as 3, 4, 5, 8. This is all resolved as 2, 3, 4, 6. I feel it's got to be up here. Where's that cell in this box? It's not in any of those. It's not in its own circle. It's not a 1, so it's one of these. But that doesn't seem as restricted. I can put 5, 6 there, and I could put 8 there. And I could put 5 or 6 here if this is a high digit. So, and I can put 7 in any of those. Can I remove anything from this? Like if I put an 8 here, if I put an 8 on one of, if I put an 8 here, this becomes a 9. That becomes an 8. This is 8, 9. That's 8. Wait a minute. If this is, oh, this can't be an 8. If this is an 8, by X-wing, that's an 8, and there's 2 8s on the line. There's no 8 here. If this is an 8, that's an 8. This is more restricted than I thought. I just can't see how. If this is an 8, this is a 4. 3, 7, 6, 5, 9. And if this is a 5, this is 2, 3, 4. Hang on. 8, 4. And these would be 5, 6, 7. If this is 4, this is 5, 6, 7. This is 5, this is 8. This is 5, this is 8, 4. 4, 8, 9 still works. I don't see it. I am stuck again. I can see 9 in this column is in one of those two. Nine is in one of those 3 cells. 9, 9, 9, 9. Damn, I thought I could do it. And it'll be something ridiculously easy when it's finally spotted. Well, what can this cell be? It can't be 1 or 9. This can't be 1 or 9. It can't be 2. It could be 3. It can't be 4. It could be 5. Can't be 6. Can't be 7. Can't be 8. Can't be 9. This is 3 or 5. This cell, well, this cell here can't be 1. Could be 2. Could be 3. Can't be 4. Could be 5. Can't be 6, 7, 8, or 9. If that was an 8, I was just looking at high-low. If that's an 8, that's a 9. Oh, this becomes 2, 6. And that's fine. Because 3, 4, 5 is bounded by 2, 6. Is there a reason this can't be a 6? If that's a 6, that's a 6. No, I can't see it. I'm going to have to hunt through the guide, I think. So I'd want to pause the video. Oh, this 7 is looking down saying that's not the 7, this is the 7. So now this is a 6. This is not a 6. This is not a 6. This is a 6. This is a 3-4 pair. But the 6 is saying this is not a 6. Six is in one of those two, which is meaning 6 is not in any of those or any of those. 6 is on this line. That is not a 6. That's a 4 or a 5. It's all about this, I feel. Like, why can't that be an 8? 8, 9, that would now be 4. So that would be 8. This would be 5, 7. That would be 8. It's these high digits and I'm not seeing it. This 5 or 8 now, it can't be there. So if this is an 8, it has to be there. And then that would be a 9. And that would be a 4. So if that's an 8, that's an 8. Right. If this is an 8, right, this can't be an 8 anymore. If this is an 8, this now has to be the 8. Because I couldn't put 8 in any of those. I can't put 8 there. And I can't put 8 in those because of the quad. So if that's an 8, that's an 8. And then both of those would have to be 9. And it's broken. This is a 5. So that's a 7. That is what I was missing. So 5, 7. This is 5, 6, 7. So one of these is a 4. There's no 5 here anymore. And the other ones are 8 or 9. But that made this the 8. There's no 8 here. And this has to be lower. That's the 4, which means this is the 3, this is the 4. The 3 takes the 3 out of there. That's the 3, that's the 5. This is the 4, 8. That's what I was missing. The 7 takes 7 out of there. This can't be 2, 3, 4 anymore. So that's not the 5, that's the 9. So this can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 or 8 only. And the 5 makes that the 8. This is not the 8. This is now the only place I can put the 8 around the quadruple. So these are 2, 3, 5, which takes 5 out of those, which lines up for this. This is a 4, 6. I haven't locked it in yet, though. The 3 makes that the 7 and that the 3. The 5 makes that the 9 and that the 5. The 5 says that's not a 5. So 5 is in one of those two for this quadruple, saying that's not the 5. The 9 looks down, making that the 2. This is not the 2. This could still be 6, 8 or 9. But that's not the 2 anymore. That's the 2, meaning that's the 3. Meaning that's the 4 and that's the 3. The 2 says that's not the 2, so this has to be the 2. This is 4, 5 or 6. And neither of those are 5. Not the 5. That's the 5. So that's the 6. That's the 5. Looking back, making that the 4 and that the 6. Which means this is not the 6. That's the 6. Wow. This 5 says that's not the 5. 5 is looking up there. But this 5 is looking across saying that's not the 5. That's the 5. Haven't broken into that yet. These are 6, 8, 9. There's no 9 there for multiple reasons. The 8 is looking down, making that the 6. So this is an 8, 9 pair, making that the 4 and that the 8. The 4 looks back, making that the 6 and that the 4. Looking up, making that the 6 and that the 4. The 3 says that's not the 3. 4 says neither of those are 4, there'll be something else, something even more powerful. The 2 looks up, making that the 3. The 3 looks down, making this 4, 5. There needs to be a 5 in here. The 2 makes that the 5 and that the 2. The 5 looks down, making that the 3. The 8 looks down, making that the 9 and that the 8. The 9 makes that the 5, that the 9, that the 4, that the 5, and that the 4. And that is the solution to Snooker by Mavericks JD and Skunkworks. Did I even call out who the setter was at the beginning? Oh my lord, I'm sorry if I didn't. It is possible I didn't because I got so bogged down in trying to... I called out Mixo and I didn't call out Mavericks JD. How much of a loser am I? I might try and record an insert. Wow. Stunning, stunning puzzle. But this one, there's a reason this is a trek into the wilderness. Yeah. I hope you're all enjoying the March of the Quads. I can't remember how far through the pack this one is. I think it's close to the end, so there may not be many to go. Thanks everyone for watching. I will record a quick insert in to thank Mavericks JD for setting the puzzle. And yeah, as always, good luck with your solving.